What's up friends, in today's video I will share with you 10 of the biggest mistakes new drone pilots make with the DJI Mini 5 Pro, including a few tips that could literally save your drone. I've been flying for over 2 years, crashed more times than I'd like to admit, and learned most of these the hard way. So let's get right into it. Mistake number 1 is improperly hand launching. To launch a drone, hold the drone in one hand, pull both sticks down and inward to start the motors, then throttle up. Simply enough, but the most common mistake is not giving it enough throttle before you release. The drone dips, hits the ground and potentially gets damaged. Make sure it's actually pulling up against your hand before you let go. And equally important, always check what's above you before launching. I once clipped into a tree just a couple feet overhead on takeoff. Propeller hit a twig, motor shut off and the drone fell over a railing. Mistake 2, trusting obstacle avoidance too much. The Mini 5 Pro has a great obstacle avoidance system, but it's not bulletproof and a lot of beginners don't realize that. I've luckily didn't crash my Mini 5 Pro at all, but the same with the Mini 4 Pro. I crashed it several times with obstacle avoidance fully on. It works great on large solid objects, walls, trees with leaves or cars, but thin branches or wires, it often can't see them at all. That's actually the cause of all or 3 of my Mini 4 Pro crashes. Air branches in winter. The obstacle avoidance is a helpful safety net, but not a replacement for paying attention. Mistake 3, not backing up your footage. This one doesn't cause crashes, but it can cost you something just as painful: losing all your footage permanently. A friend of mine crashed their drone into a small lake. DJI replaced the drone, but months of footage were gone forever. It was never backed up off the SD card. So after every single flight, download your footage to your computer, phone or hard drive. If you're shooting something really important, swap the SD card between flights. That way, even if you crash on the flight, you will still got everything from before. Mistake number 4, crashing while flying backwards or sideways. You can't see what's behind or beside your drone while you focus on filming forward. Some of the best shots come from flying backwards, but so do a lot of crashes. The Mini 5 Pro has a feature called Vision Assistant that lets you see through the obstacle avoidance cameras. Behind, beside, above and below. Use it when you're flying backwards and always think through what might be in those blind spots before you move. Mistake 5 is losing orientation. With a drone small as the Mini 5 Pro, it's generally easy to lose track of which direction it's pointing when it's far away. First fix, pull up the map in the bottom left of the screen. Shows exactly where the drone is, where you are and which direction it's facing. Second fix, the Mini 5 Pro has an AR home point, which overlays a home icon directly on your camera feed. Spin the drone around and you will see exactly which way to fly back. And a quick note on reverse controls. When the drone is flying towards you, your left and right on your joysticks are visually reversed. Push right and the drone appears to go left. This catches a lot of beginners off guard and causes crashes. Just fly it toward yourself in an open field a few times and your brain will adapt automatically. Mistake number 6 is flying into power lines and wires. Wires cause so many crashes because they are almost impossible to see in the video feed, and obstacle avoidance rarely detects them. I've nearly hit power lines sometimes. Multiple friends have destroyed drones this way. So before any flight, physically scan the area for power lines, cables, guy wires on towers, anything like that. And if you're just starting out, keep it simple and avoid flying around wires entirely until you're more comfortable. Mistake number 7 is pushing the battery too low. When low battery warning hits and auto return to home kicks in, it is very tempting to squeeze in a few more shots. Experienced pilots do this sometimes, but as a beginner just don't. Here's what happens if you push it too far. The drone will begin auto landing straight down wherever it is. The only way to stop it is full throttle, and eventually even that won't work. I once ignored a low battery warning while filming, tried to fly back and it didn't have enough juice. Had to crash land in the grass halfway around and run to get it. Mistake number 8 is forgetting obstacle avoidance is off. This one has caused me to crash more than once. There are 2 ways it sneaks up to you. First, in sport mode. In sport mode, obstacle avoidance is completely disabled. It's easy to forget you switched modes and assume you're protected when you aren't. The second is turning off obstacle avoidance manually in settings. I sometimes do this to fly in tighter spaces and I've forgotten to turn it back on. I flew into something I was convinced optical avoidance would stop, but it didn't because it was just off. So if you ever disable obstacle avoidance, set yourself a reminder to turn it back on, seriously. Mistake 9 is misjudging stopping distance. Drones can stop instantly. The faster you're flying, the more distance it takes to brake to a stop. This is one of the most common causes of crashes, especially when flying towards yourself or towards an obstacle, because you just don't start braking early enough. Take your drone to an open field and practice. Fly at different speeds and see how much distance it takes to stop. It sounds super basic, but actually feeling it makes a real difference when you're flying in tighter spaces. And the last mistake is not understanding return to home. This is a big one with a few layers. First, set your return to home altitude correctly. When return to home triggers, the drone climbs to a preset altitude and flies back. If that altitude is lower than trees or hills nearby, it will fly straight into them. I keep mine at 100 meters or set it higher than any obstacles in your area. The second one is know where your home point actually is. A common misconception is that the home point automatically updates to where your controller is. It doesn't. By default, it sets to wherever the drone first got a GPS log, which might not be where you're standing anymore. If you move, say you're on a boat or you drove somewhere after takeoff, the drone will return to the original GPS log location, not to you. To fix this, use the Mini 5 Pro's dynamic home point feature in safety settings. It continuously updates the home point to your controller's location. Here's the thing nobody talks about. You can watch every YouTube tutorial, buy the best drone and know every setting, and still fly around aimlessly posting videos that gain no views, wondering why your shots don't look like the ones you see online. The real problem isn't your gear, it's that you have no system, no feedback and nobody around you who actually get it. And that's exactly why I built Drone Circle. It's my private community for drone pilots who are done with trial and error and actually want to level up fast. Inside you get my complete filming workflow, how I plan shots, how I build content, live feedback on your actual footage, challenges to keep you moving, presets and direct access to me and a group of pilots who are all in the same boat, pushing each other forward. Every single day new pilots are joining Drone Circle, implementing the system and already getting better shots, more views and more confidence. While you're watching this, someone else is taking the spot that could have been yours. The question is, are you going to keep flying random and hoping it clicks, or are you actually going to do something about it? So the link to the community is in the description and I hope we will see each other there.